Maybe your first thought.
Obviously, a lot better feeling than it was last time we saw each other, last time we were in here. So you got to protect your home court. You got to win games at home. We were able to do that. It's a good win. Got a chance to play a lot of guys, and now we'll move forward. We'll be off tomorrow and start preparing for Xavier and trying to prepare to get better as a team on Saturday. So looking forward to the week.
Probably happiest in that 24-2 run that you started out with, 8 turnovers in that period.
Yeah, I go back and watch the tape. Some of it we probably just overwhelmed them, and we maybe not played our rules and just kind of, athleticism and just Division I players versus NAIA players on probably some of those plays. But it was good that those guys came out ready to play 24-2. But I told our guys at halftime, I said, "But they outscored us 22-20 since we subbed and went in there." So our goal in the second half was to win each media timeout, and we did that. And now we'll move on.
I guess you're in trouble. Free throw shooting.
Yeah, you look at that, and it's really just two guys. I usually will look down when we see it, and it's really two guys. Rambo 7 for 12. You wish he was 9 for 12. Sapp should be a 4 for 4 guy. Simon Seymour should be a 2 for 2 guy, and even Cam. We got some guys that need to be making them. We're not shooting the ball well right now at all. And it's a little frustrating, but I know it'll come in time. I know it's early in the season, but Moss, Seymour, Sapp, Cam, them guys can shoot. Now, Houston game, we took quick shots and bad shots, but last two games we've had open looks and some good shots, and Devin knocked them down. So we gotta get better in that area, and they will.
Is that just something that you say, well, we had a bad night and move on, try not to worry about it, or is it something that they need to get more shots up in practice?
In free throw shooting, or you mean in three-point shooting? Threes. Man, I'm telling you, man, these guys shoot all the time. I mean, I left out of here last night after practice, and Moss is on the gun shooting. The other day, Cam was in here. It's before practice, after practice. Our coaches do a really good job getting them guys in the gym. So, I don't know. They asked me what I don't know. I think you just keep shooting and keep working at it, and they got good freedom. Houston, they had way too much freedom. So had to rein them back a little bit. But maybe we needed that loss to win some bigger games down the road.
You had the luxury to play your reserves some extended minutes. What did you like? What did you not like?
Well, that's what we wanted to do. I wanted to keep everybody right around 20 minutes, and I don't have a chart or anything telling me in my ear what's going on, but for the most part, we did that. So that was a positive. The only thing we really didn't do was play a 4-guard lineup, which is good for us at times. We've been working on that more. But I thought, when you look at the bench, I thought Taron Gilmore last 2 games has given us good energy. He's probably moved to where he's, Rambo is probably, if we're going to stay big, the first post guy, but then Tehran's, I feel comfortable if we have to throw him in there. Flomo's been solid all season long, and Wayne struggled a bit early, but it was good to see him get some extended minutes so you could see him compete a little bit better. Seymour's already proven, I know what you're going to get from him, and Tyler just needs to get the rust off a little bit.
Getting ready for Xavier. Just talk about that game.
Yeah, don't know much about them from a team standpoint outside of they've got the big kid in the middle, Stanbrook, I believe. They got the tremendous freshman Blewett. Outside of that, I'll start watching tape. I'll watch our game tonight, and then I'll start preparing for probably watch Coach Kennedy's game in the morning, and then I'll start watching Xavier and their 2 games tomorrow, and then they're on TV tomorrow night against Stephen F. Austin. So, and then we'll start getting ready for them on Saturday. But tremendous program. I'm sure it's an awesome facility, awesome place to play. It's going to be a great atmosphere. If they win tomorrow, they'll be 3-0. So terrific coach in Chris Mack. It's similar to Murray in that it's just had a lot of great coaches that have, stayed there and won or moved on to bigger schools, Arizona, Ohio State, Thad Matta, Sean Miller, and now Chris Mack's really the next one. So he's done a phenomenal job there.
And the guys are saying this game helped to get them in the right mindset.
Well, that's what I talked to them guys about. I read something this afternoon, or when I was getting ready for the game, just about preparing and being responsible enough to handle small tasks to prepare yourself, or for me to feel comfortable to give you bigger tasks. It's really from the Bible, but there's a parable about it. But that's what. You got to be good tonight on a small thing and trust you there for us to go and be great on Monday, in a big environment, in a big game. And so, but it's the next game. You know, our program's been able to win big games on the road, at home, neutral site. So these are fun games. So I mean, it's the next game. They've got an awesome program, so it should be fun. It'll give us a test on where we're at too.
When your starters were on the bench, I noticed that a lot of them were vocal and kind of cheering on the reserves and things like that. How nice is that?
Well, it's good. The team's only going to be as good as our 3 seniors and the guys that have been around this program a little bit. It's got to come from them. I'm a big believer in that. You know, it's funny, Ivan tweeted some today on Twitter about #memories, coaches' first year coaching. You know what I mean? I just text him back or tweet him back, thanks for your leadership. You got to have great leadership, and we're getting there. We're moving in the right direction.
You said before the season started, one area where you wanted to see improvement was on defense. How would you evaluate your defense so far over the first 3 games?
Man, I thought our middle's effort was really good. You know, I know they shot 20%, 18%. Sometimes it's just you say, you know, man, they probably missed a lot of open shots and different things. But, man, when you watch the tape, and I was talking to Josh, because I know Josh, the Brescia coach, he was on my staff my first year. He's like, man, they didn't get many open shots. And they really didn't. We flew around, we competed, we played hard, we communicated. Tonight, it was probably decent at times and average at times, just being honest. Houston, I thought it was really good. I mean, we had double-figure lead in Houston. I just think the last 8 minutes it wasn't very good against Houston, and we got worn down a little bit. And, you know, they're a program that's going to be known from Coach Sampson as a toughness and being able to finish, and they did that better than we did that. So I didn't have them prepared enough to finish that game on both ends of the floor.